From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Brian Todd with today's voice briefing. It's Thursday, September 25th, 2025.
With the Detroit Free Press, I'm Nora Hall. Before she became New Wave's Queen of Quirk, Lana Lovitch was a quiet, strange kid, a self-described Wednesday Addams whose eccentric streak would become her signature. Now 76, the Detroit-born singer and post-punk pioneer, known for hits like Lucky Number and New Toy, is touring North America again for the first time in decades. She'll open for DeVoe and the B-52s on Thursday, September 25 at Pine Knob in Clarkston. Lovitch moved to England at 13, but says Detroit is still very deep-rooted in her, as it's where she came into the world. Her earliest memories include buying comics, enjoying her favorite foods, and spending time with friends.
I really, I really connect with the place, and that I really feel, although I haven't lived any of my adult life there, I still feel a very strong connection.
Her music helped define the new wave sound in the late 1970s and throughout the 1980s. She has always fought to stay true to her style. Described as a reclusive figure, she stepped away from the spotlight in the 80s after clashing with her record label. She stepped away again in the 90s to raise her daughters. Since 2012, she has toured Europe consistently with the Lana Lovitch Band. Through the decades, she has maintained a dedicated following who appreciates her authenticity, playful vocals, and theatrical style. Even now, Lovitch says she still feels lucky to be able to perform and to still have a voice.
Well, luckily I still have a voice, because sometimes as you get older, unfortunately, sometimes people don't have a voice, or certainly don't have enough voice to perform, but I'm just lucky.
For the full story, visit freep.com.
I'm Sue Selasky, Detroit Free Press food and restaurant writer. Food and dining website Eater released a list of the restaurants across the country deemed most essential and influential over the past 20 years, and only one Michigan eatery is on it. The list of 38 places celebrates Eater's 20th anniversary and includes fine dining restaurants, barbecue joints, pizzerias, and a Detroit spot, a local pie shop. Eater named Lisa Lewinsky's beloved Sister Pie in Detroit's West Village neighborhood to its all-time Eater 38 list. For Eater's list, they turned to experts and staffers to nominate restaurants across the country they felt had the biggest impact in the past 2 decades. What all 38 have in common, Eater wrote, is, quote, an indisputable impact on restaurant culture. In naming Sister Pie to its list, Eater shouted out its salted maple, apple sage Gouda, and sour cherry pies, as well as a strawberry galette. In a Tuesday Facebook post, Lisa Lewinsky called being on the list an honor. Sister Pie is temporarily closed. Known for its stunning pies and the place for cookies and various baked goods, Lisa Lewinsky hinted that Sister Pie would reopen soon.
Hi, I'm Arpin Lobo. I cover politics and state government for the Detroit Free Press. The race to become Michigan's next Secretary of State is getting more crowded. Macomb County Clerk Anthony Forlini announced Wednesday he will seek the Republican nomination for the position next year. Current Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, a Democrat, is term limited under Michigan's law and can't run again. So far, both Democrats and Republicans are expected to have crowded primary fields, although the eventual nominees aren't going to be decided on by voters around the state. Instead, party precinct delegates will get to pick nominees at nominating conventions next year. Voters will then get to decide on the eventual Secretary of State in next November's election. As for Forlini, he touted his experience leading elections in Macomb County in his campaign announcement. He's been the clerk there since 2020. Secretary of State in Michigan is the state's top elections administration role, but the department also oversees things like license and ID renewals, vehicle plate registrations, hunting and fishing licenses, and more. It's one of several notable races on the ballot in 2026, Michigan voters will also get to elect a new governor, decide on a U.S. Senate seat, and more.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.